Ladies and gentlemen, this is Frank Donga, and you're listening to Boom Radio. Boom Radio. Keep listening. Don't touch it.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Olatoluko, and I bid you a warm welcome to the bar today. It promises to be a very interesting one. My name is Olatoluko. Like I said earlier, this is where we give you sports, entertainment, politics, and everything else in between. Everything else in between can really be everything else in between. So sit back and relax as we talk about today's show. Today we're going to be talking about a lot of gist in Nigeria. The President Tinubu is presenting the budget, supposed to present 2025 budget tomorrow. Inflation is also going to hitting about 34.6% as we speak. Also, the CAF Awards is today. The long-awaited CAF Awards is today. There's a reduction in petrol pump price. We're going to see how that is affecting everybody, or what people have to say about that, and a lot of other things. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's show. With me in the studio is Shola Rogers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the bar once again. It's been a minute. Thank God it's Monday. Let's go.
Okay, so let's go right into the show. Like I said, we're going to be talking about a lot of things today. First things first. I think the 40-something trillion naira budget is supposed to be presented to the Joint House tomorrow by President Tinubu. It's something that everybody has been waiting for. Like, I know that we talked about it before, and we keep talking about it. Kudos to former President Buhari, who changed that trend, that we finally have a budget that works, or a budget presentation before the year ends. That was not the issue before, but now President Tinubu has continued in that stead, and is presenting the 2025 budget tomorrow.
Yeah, remember when it was normal to have your budget presented at the end of the year, passed before the beginning of the year, and it's like a calendar year of budget work. But somewhere along the line, I think we lost track of time, and Nigeria started getting budget halfway into the year and all of that. But this one again, it will be Tinubu's second full budget, knowing that when he took over, it was halfway into the year.
Okay, yeah. So,
and of course, all he could do was get a supplementary budget. But this is going to be second full budget, and the truth, like in every matter, is that Nigerians have high expectations, regardless of even the people who would say they do not support or believe in anything the president has done or is doing.
You just need
they
it
all
to work.
still have high expectations of how the government should run and how things should be in Nigeria. So looking at the benchmark for crude, which is what we usually use to power our budget, at least on paper, it's looking like they have also said the price of the dollar also at 1,400.
Yeah.
And if you go to the market, parallel or otherwise, we all know how
it's not 1,400.
how high it is.
It's not
So
1,400.
maybe they're saying that before January, when this new budget kicks in, maybe the dollar would have come down and the naira would have risen. Maybe that's what they're saying.
Okay.
On the flip side, I saw projections for the price of crude oil that extends into even 3 years from now. 75, 76 point something, and all of that. You get? I'm like, wow.
Funny enough, yeah, it dropped. I think it's about that 70 something now. I know the price of crude dropped, and maybe, since we're talking about that, maybe that is what has now caused the drop in price that NNPCL we're now seeing from the NNPCL. The pump price as of today has reduced by 20 naira.
Yeah. So again, the price of crude as set by the government for their budget benchmark is at $75 per barrel. You get, and of course they're talking about the dollar being at 1,400. You know, it's a far cry from when we had dollar at 700 naira. I hope that that's where we're going to eventually, or less. You know, but
realistically, when it was 700 naira, with the things that one knows now, was it really realistically 700 naira?
No. Maybe you are trying to talk about when it was 189, 200, when they were defending it aggressively for years. I'm talking about when it went to 700 after they said the market had become an open market and everything. Okay. That, you know, if we can get the dollar, you know, or shall I say the naira to rise, basically, and it will help. You know, because a lot of people still import a lot of things.
I think that's still the issue.
And that's why the demand for the dollar is kind of high in Nigeria. But on the long run, we should also be looking at the budget performance of his first full budget. At some point in time, this year or early next year, we will be doing some kind of review into the current budget that this government is running and look at what they are trying to do differently from the old budget. Another thing that I'm hoping is that the issue of budget padding, those issues of budget padding and misplaced priorities in Nigerian budgets should be tackled fully. You know, we've heard this government make some pronouncements on how they want to cut costs. Adopting the Orasai report to a large extent, how effective has it been? How effectively has it been followed through? Then the cutting down on expenses when traveling, the number of personnel that are allowed to go abroad for official assignments and all of that. How effectively have they done it, and how effectively has it reflected in Nigeria's overhead? You know, when it comes to expenditure, in all of this, juxtapose that with the quality of life that Nigerians are living and how does it work for us? You know, because yes, indeed, the political class, especially the governors and the local government, seem to be getting more higher allocations from the federal government. Has
it really?
Which is a subject, or as a result of the, removal of subsidies.
Of fuel subsidy,
in petrol and power. Because for a lot of us, we start enjoying the subsidy on power for about a year or thereabout now.
Oh, Lord.
So how effectively have these things been? You know, they should be captured so that when we look at what they're trying to do
I would
next,
say that, okay, this thing works.
These policies, as painful and as gruesome and as hard as they are,
sorry.
I think we're going to go off here. We're witnessing some kind of power problems.